Hey everybody, it's May 6th. Oh my gosh, can you believe that it is May already? We are now officially on the real summit countdown. I am putting final touches on the Diesel Nation Summit luncheon as we speak. I am so excited. But before we get into the meat of the call, I want to know who has come out the gate fast in Success Club, who has points on the board. Use the chat, shout it out, use the chat, show me that you guys are already on fire, because I have something that I want to announce to you guys tonight, and I want you guys to gun it to Success Club 10, and here's why. What we decided, because this year we are having a really big Diesel Nation luncheon at Summit. We expect our biggest showing of Diesel Nation coaches this year. It's going to be amazing. We have rented out this incredible space called 416 Wabash. And I know some of you that are on this call are new, haven't yet committed to going to Summit. Hopefully by the end of this call and heading into the next 2 months, you change that and come and join us, because Summit is such a life-changing experience. And as we get closer, we're going to be talking more and more about Summit. But so we have rented out this amazing space called 416 Wabash. I showed you guys pictures of it on one of our past calls. And we, just like last year, and I think the year prior, because the team has gotten so big, and because this is a non-negotiable for Becky and I, this luncheon is a non-negotiable. Like, of all things at Summit, this is my favorite time. I know it's a lot of your favorite times to be under one roof at Summit. The only time at Summit that all of Diesel Nation is in one space, being able to hug and talk and take selfies and get your teams together as well. And so we have to have a charge for the luncheon. Now, in years past, when the team was smaller, Becky and I would front the whole cost. But as we are growing, which is such a good problem to have, we have to share in the investment, just like a Super Saturday, right? So what we're going to do is, if you hit Success Club 10, all right, now post this in our Diesel Nation Summit page. For those of you that aren't in that page yet, please search for it, the Diesel Nation 2019 Summit page. All this information will be in there. But if you hit Success Club 10 by the 15th, by May 15th, we're going to knock $10 off of your ticket. So your ticket to the luncheon will be $25. Those of you that don't hit Success Club 10 by the 15th, your ticket price is $35. And you're going to get a full lunch. The location is beautiful. We're going to have a photographer there. It's going to be well worth the investment to get there. So raise your hand if you're excited for the Diesel Nation Summit luncheon. Yes. Now, raise your hand if you're going to get that ticket for $25, because you're going to hit Success Club 10 by May 15th. Okay, good. We got that out of the way. Hustle hard, you guys. This is such a great time. We have some great incentives right now going for you, not only to get that $10 knocked off your ticket, but you can get t-shirts. It's called the May Succeed Together promotion. Who's earned their t-shirt already? Now, this one's a little bit trickier, right? So if you are a brand new coach, it is so easy for you to earn that t-shirt, right? The May Succeed Together t-shirt, because all you have to do is share one challenge pack. So if you're a brand new coach, like, get on it. You guys can earn that t-shirt right away by sharing a challenge pack with your best friend, your sister, your spouse, whoever. You get your t-shirt. Now, if you've been a coach for a while and you've already had successful points on the board, how you get that shirt is by helping your PS coaches put points on the board. So I love this. And even though some of you are going to be like, man, but that's so hard, I would be like, in my mindset, it's, let me take on that challenge. First of all, if I don't have any PS coaches, let me go find some, right? Because that's how we grow our business. And if you have some PS coaches, now's the time to dig in, have conversations, start a challenge group together, get creative, so that your PS coaches get that taste of success by hitting Success Club, or at least helping one person this month and earning that t-shirt. So for me, I mean, this is a non-negotiable for me. I want the t-shirt. I want as many coaches on my team to earn that t-shirt, and I want all of you guys to earn that t-shirt. In addition, and then one more announcement, and then we're turning it over to our guest speaker. This month is the launch of Vegan Chocolate Recover. Who's excited for that? Jenny, I just saw you smile, like light up the screen. So Vegan Chocolate Recover is coming out on May 20th. right? So that's really excited. And then on May 29th, I don't know if you guys caught this, but on May 29th, we're getting regular chocolate recover packets. Did you guys see that? Packets. So you can travel with your recover. I know that the network has been asking for this for a super long time, because when we go on vacations, when we go to Summit even, taking recover is always a pain in the butt because it comes in this big jug and the Ziplocs. Well, now we can have not the vegan recover packets, but the regular chocolate recover packet. So that's awesome news. And then lastly, the promotion this month, obviously Ultimate Portion Fix continues to be on sale, but a really cool addition to that is the Beachbody On Demand Challenge Pack for $160. So if you sell that challenge pack, your customers or your new coaches get access to the 21-day fix real-time workouts. So you guys see that? Make sure you check your Breaking Coach news. I actually sponsored a coach today with that challenge pack, and she's already gotten access to her 21-day fix real-time workout. So it's great. All right, so use that, put it in your toolbox, and let's hit Success Club this month. Let's hit it early. In addition to hitting Success Club, Rise to Diamond has started. It is like kicking butt. What a great group for those of you that are in that group that are pushing for Diamond. It's awesome. You guys, now's the time to dig in. Remember, you have until June 6th to hit Diamond in order to bump up into that next Summit training workshop. And they haven't announced it yet. I don't know when I can, but you're my team, you're my sisters, you're my brothers. I'll be speaking in the Diamond leadership track, the Diamond Star Diamond. So if any of you guys are sitting right now at Emerald and are wanting to push to Diamond, get there so you can, we're going to be doing an awesome presentation on team culture, which I think you guys know that is so important to growing a powerful organization. So get to Diamond, and let's kick butt at Summit. All right, without further ado, I am going to introduce one of my favorite humans on the planet. And her name is Danielle McKean. And I know you guys love her because she's so beautiful, but not just aesthetically. Yes, she is beautiful. She's a beautiful woman, but inside, her heart and her soul are beautiful. In this business, she has accomplished so much, the last of which was her and her husband's account. Like, check this out, you guys. This has always blown my mind with Danielle's business. And I've just been like front row, in for the ride, front row seats to watch this happen. But Danielle's account, her first CBC, and Justin's account, plus their additional CBCs, have cumulatively earned $1 million. Can I repeat that one more time? Can I slow it down? Can you take that in? Can you give her love on that chat? Because that is such a huge milestone, that their business, their Beachbody business, has cumulatively earned $1 million. Like, frack! I don't want to curse, but that is like so amazing. And tonight, Danielle's going to share her story of how many wild ups and downs it has been to get to this moment. In fact, just the last few years, challenged, and she has had to battle mindset issues and deal with pains of growing a business, right? And so she's going to talk to you about getting unstuck in your mindset and in your business to take it to the next level. So without further ado, Danielle, take it away.
Thank you. And first off, I have to say, if you would have told me that we would have made that much in 6 years when I was a hairdresser, I would have laughed. Like, no lie, would have laughed that this was even possible. So if this could happen for me, guys, it could happen for you. And I'm going to share my heart on this call. If you don't know me, I've been a coach for 6 years. I have an awesome husband, high school sweetheart, broke up, found our way back to each other. We have 3 beautiful girls. I was a hairdresser for 10 years, which is so crazy. And because of this opportunity, I was able to walk away from that. So I started Beachbody because I wanted to get in shape. I had no intention on running with the business until I started to build belief in myself and confidence that, hey, you know, I could get in shape build a business from home and then eventually take off with this. But it started so small, and I always say that to people, like it could start so small because I started small. I just wanted to get healthy and fit. I wanted to pay for baby diapers, and it has evolved over time. So I'll get into that. Where we are now is such a beautiful, blessed place. I call this business like the biggest blessing. But along with that came so many things that people don't see, right? When you're looking in on the surface, it looks all great. I've achieved so much, but it really did, like Christina said, it took so much to get here. And the past couple of years, I've experienced a lot, and I'll get into that. But she asked me to do this call, and I said, what do you think I should talk about? And she said, mindset. And I never pictured myself doing a call on mindset. That would be like the last call I would ever do, because I've always had such highs starting out in the business. But it wasn't until recently that I had extreme lows and I have had extreme highs. But I think I needed to experience the lows to do a call like this, to be relatable, to kind of just have a mindset shift and kind of get unstuck. So I think this is great for every coach, whether you've been stuck or you haven't. And this is, you know, something to be mindful of going forward, that you can help avoid, you know, certain things. But it's going to happen regardless. You're going to feel like you're stuck at times, right? And this will kind of help you through it. But I had to take a really good look within myself, and I needed to say something needs to change, because if not, then my business is not going to move forward. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago, actually, that I had those extreme lows, because I've had extreme highs, I'd say 3-ish years into my business. So I really had to take a good look as to like, what's going on? What did I need to change? Why is everything failing when I worked so hard to get to this point in my life and my business? And so I had to really take a good look and, you know, see why. So I was on fire, guys. When I, you know, first started this business, I was bulletproof, I say. Like, I hit every goal someone could hit. Of course, I haven't hit like 15-star diamond and these other goals, but for like being 6 years in, I hit a lot. Like, I hit 6-figure income within a couple of years. And I don't say this to brag. I'm just showing you what I achieved and then what I went down to in a little bit, okay? I come from a very humble place. I hit 5-star diamond, then I went into 8-star diamond. I hit elite 3 years in a row. I came home to my family, which was the biggest blessing. That was like the goal that I had in this business. After I evolved and my why grew, I wanted to be home for my babies. And so I achieved most things that one could achieve in this business if they have goals and dreams that they want to get to. But things started to go downhill, I would say 2 years ago, which is when I had my 3rd baby. And of course, having a baby, this will happen. I feel like it's like a curse. Those darn hormones, right? But it happened to me. I just, for some reason, I couldn't get unstuck, right? I couldn't get out of this funk that I was in, and there was so much happening too around me that I just let it all like crumble on me, and I let my circumstances kind of define where I was. And so I remember as a new coach always hearing about mindset, right? And I heard that was like the #1 thing, and like how to be successful in this business is your mindset. And I thought, like, okay, like it just takes a lot of work. Like the numbers they're bringing in is crazy. Like that can't all be mindset. And so it's crazy that looking over my 6 years, it is truly mindset, because you could work hard, like Melanie Mitro and Ashley Malstead, which they're working hard, but I believe like 99% of this is mindset, because if you're bringing that X amount of people into the business, you're going to need the right mind to lead them, to help them get results, to, you know, lead them to success and help them overcome failures and disappointments and all the things that they're going to go through in this business. So majority is mindset. And I just now realized that after, I don't know, 5.5-ish years in, like I had just this awakening that this is truly the business. And so right now my mind is fully marinated in mindset every day. And that's how I kind of woke up from this spell that I call it. But it's crazy looking back because that's all that I focused on in the beginning. That's how I achieved all those goals that I set out to achieve. I was teachable. I was at a place where my hands were in the air. And I think you got to get to that at a point. And I recently was at that point where I don't know, with Christina, we were like butting heads for a while. And I just felt like I got to a point where I put my hands in the air. I'm like, just tell me what I got to do. Like, you know, with like some pride and being stubborn. But I was like that in the very beginning. I think that's why I hit all the goals that I set out to achieve, because I was at that place of, you know, I need help. I want to achieve things. We were struggling financially, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, working hard, doing hair full time with 2 babies in diapers. My husband was working hard, trying to pick up, you know, side work. And I was doing hair on the weekends, and life was just tough. So I was at that place where I wanted change. And so I recently got back to that place where I'm like, okay, I need change again. You know, I had my blinders on in the beginning. I was bulletproof, I say. I had a glass of wine before this call, so I'm feeling parched. So personal development, I did that every single day when I was a newer coach, like just like I started doing again. And I just was so teachable. And so nothing could stop me. I remember feeling like I was supersonic, like it just, the success, everything just kept coming. And it's because I was truly invincible. And so that's what I think it takes to be a top coach. That's what I think it takes to be successful in anything you do, is having the right mindset every single day without fail, no matter what's going on around you, no matter your circumstances or you know, failures or just the worst. Like if you have the right mindset, you could truly conquer anything. But recently I had this wake up call, and it put everything into perspective, and I'm going to share with you and be really vulnerable and real about a lot of things. And I haven't really like fully said a lot of things. I know I've shared with Christina, but I lost belief in myself as a leader. And it's easy to do after you've achieved a lot of success, when majority of your leaders fall out and drop out on you. I went from an 8-star diamond to a 1-star diamond. My income literally cut in half at that point. I was overwhelmed with a toddler that is still just wild. I post about it all the time, trying to like relate to other mamas with a wild toddler. But she really is like unlike any of my other 2 girls. I mean, she just is destructive. Like I understand now the moms that say they have younger kids in diapers and they just don't have the time. I don't think time is an excuse, but I understand a lot, because I literally am in the nap time hustle right now, or when everyone goes to sleep. So my time is so limited, and then I have to be so strategic and so mindful and trying to keep a positive mindset on top of the small time that I have. But I had major anxiety and depression. I'm still working through anxiety, and a lot has to do with postpartum depression. A lot has to do with being in a new state. It's been almost 2 years now, but it was hard. It was hard kind of feeling like I had to start all over again, you know, despite all of the things happening with my business. So it was just a lot going on. And I considered going back to do hair. I really did. And I remember I came kind of open about it a year ago, right before Christina's diamond retreat. And, you know, we talked about it there, but I don't remember like what she said, or I don't even know how to explain. We did this little game going around the table, and it was like a little thing to pull out a hat, a little paper that said like something about everyone's journey around the table. And the quote that she read was like, don't go back. You're not looking that way. Go forward, or something like that. I don't remember, but her daughter Marley knows, because she's the one who created that game. But it was like a wake up moment for me that like, you know, yes, everything was going wrong in my life, or, you know, in my business. And I was dealing with a lot of circumstances at the time. but I knew that this wasn't it. In my heart of heart, I knew that that was not it. And so I felt like, you know, all that going on, I lost my joy. And when you lose your joy, you lose your purpose. And I felt like I was losing my purpose in the business. And then I think I slowly lost gratitude, right? Because I still had income coming in. I could have still been grateful for what was going on around me, but you know, it's so easy to fall into what is going wrong around you that you can't see the positive. You can't be grateful for what's truly going right. And so I was only focusing on what was going wrong. And so I think joy and purpose and gratitude all kind of intertwine. If you lose your purpose in what you're doing, then you're going to lose your joy for other things in your life. And so I think gratitude is like most important above all of them, because if you're grateful, even for the small things or, you know, little things in your life, you can be happy. You can truly be happy, and you can work hard at anything in your life. You could be happy at, you know, a grocery store, bagging groceries if you have gratitude. So they go hand in hand, but I lost all those three things for a while. And I do think it all has to do with your mindset and your heart and where you are in your life. So I had some shifts that woke me up, besides going to her diamond retreat, which events are so important, just to be surrounded by the community. And I think I was not even going to go actually to her retreat. And I feel like God knew that I needed to be there. And so I literally set up a little salon over here in my dining room, and I considered doing hair. And I felt like I had to really go through the motions of actually feeling what it was like to do hair again. And it didn't feel so good. I definitely lost my passion. And I was doing my neighbor's hair. I was like thinking of like really going back to a salon after I built some clients. And it was a shift for me. And I had to like, I think, weigh in my heart and my mind that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I walked away from that for a reason. Like God pulled me out of that situation for a reason. I think the quote was like, don't look back, you're not going that way. I have to let you, Christina, you have to tell me, because it's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, so I realized that hair was not going to pay my bills at this point, and it's not going to get me to the goals and the dreams that I want to achieve. And I know that Beachbody is the vehicle that can get my family to those goals and dreams. And so another shift that I had, and trust me, that hair thing was short-lived. Like I sold the little thing, couple things that I bought, and like, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I'm not going to renew my hair license. I'm not supposed to be doing this, you know? And so anyways, the next shift that I had was sitting down with Justin and really saying, because he's a realist, and he's more like, no, like, you have really big goals and dreams. There's no way you're going to be able to achieve them doing hair. And so we wrote out all of our bills. It was a major gut check moment that without this opportunity, our lives would look very, very different. And I mean, I remember getting so choked up with him and realizing that no way, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you know, the girls' school, that is super near and dear to my heart. Like I can't afford that going back to do hair, you know? And so like it really put things into perspective. It just made my vision so much deeper, and my eyes just opened a little bit more. But you know, really writing it out and putting things into perspective, kind of going back, I think it made the shift for me. Because when you go back sometimes, it kind of makes you realize things, and it propels you forward even more. And so I had to go back to like propel myself forward. And then another shift I remember was in this past January. I remember like there was tons of coaches on our team hitting like really big goals. And I really convinced myself that like this business kind of was broken. Like there were so many changes within the business, and, you know, I was falling into that negativity. Other coaches were, and my coach is leaving. And I realized, no, there's other coaches hitting tremendous goals, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go backwards. Oh, hell no. And so I created the biggest, let me see if it's right here. I created the biggest vision for myself this year. And I encourage all of you guys to create a vision board. And I stopped creating a vision board, which is crazy, for the past couple years. So it just shows you making a vision board is everything. I even put paying off my car in this vision board. Like, we've already paid up our car. And we had like 4 more years to go. And that was just like buckling down and saying, like, I'm going to do this. And I shared my goals with Christina, like very specific goals. And I think too, like, something about a new year lit me on fire, that like, I'm sick of settling. I'm sick of falling into this scarcity mindset and this small mindset with, you know, my circumstances, like what's happening around me. But I really do think they happen to me, because that is what brought me right here to share on this call tonight, and just open my heart and mind, and hopefully open your guys' heart and mind. That mindset is truly, truly everything. But the things that I put on this vision board are crazy. And I definitely know without a shadow of a doubt, I can definitely get back to them. And this year is all about building that foundation again for myself. And I achieved 5-star, which was a huge goal. I haven't seen that number in like 2 years. So I regained that, which was awesome. And I just know in my heart of hearts, more things are coming. But going backwards, it really did help me to move forward. And it helped me to look at how far I've come and how far I still have to go. I mean, I have to rebuild, and it feels good, but yet it lights a fire under me. And I have such big goals and dreams to get achieved, but I had to get my mind right, and I had to go back to square one of what it felt like to be a new coach, to have a brand new mindset, to become bulletproof again. I really had to go back to that first Danielle in 2013, and it's not easy. But if ever you feel stuck, I do believe you have to go back to what you did as a brand new coach to get the new feels and completely give yourself a refresh. But that's why my business, I do believe, took a big hit a couple years ago, is because I just let it go, let my mindset go, let my circumstances kind of define everything. But change is always going to happen. And I had to realize that through some hard lessons. They're always going to happen. I do believe that it's just a lesson in life to help propel you forward. But if you have the right mindset and practice gratitude and have joy, I don't think anything is going to touch you. So I did some research. If you guys don't know or don't follow me, I am training for a 15K on June 1st. And I just signed up. It was kind of crazy. On Sunday, I signed up for a half marathon in the fall. Now, I've done a half marathon before, but it's really stinking hard. It is just like a mindset. And that's why I wanted to share this and do some research to give you guys some practical tips and tricks and things that you can do, because training for a marathon is just like the road to success. And this is research backed. It's from Runner's World. And it is elite tested mental strategies that help you to run your best race, okay? So I thought this coaching thing, it's all mindset, right? So just like running a marathon, it is all your mind. And so they said your mind is literally going to tell you to stop and tell you it's in pain right before you finish the finish line, before you get to the finish line. And it's a complete mental game. And so I thought, yes, this totally relates. I have to share this, and it's what I'm going through, because right now I'm not only training my body to wake up at 4 a.m. 3 days a week, I'm training my mind. And so that's helping me to really stay in this game, like 120%, you know? And so no matter the failures, right, and the disappointments and the dropouts, the no's, like all of those failures that happen, like they're gonna happen right before you're about to have a breakthrough coaching. And I've experienced that. And it's exactly a research-backed elite, whatever, from this running site. The same thing with running and finishing a marathon. Like they experience failures and, you know, mental stuff that they go through and disappointments. I mean, it's definitely like running a marathon. So the first one is see success. What does it look like to you? What does it smell like? What does it taste like to you? And I remember as a new coach, I had the biggest vision for my family, for myself. I had to redefine my vision and my why lately. And just that alone, like I have like 10 other little tips to share on how to finish a marathon and kind of relate it to coaching. But I had to redefine my why. And this one alone, I think, can help you finish a marathon. This one alone can help you get to your goals, get you unstuck. Because I don't know about you, but nothing lights my soul on fire more than, you know, seeing my family like financially secure, seeing my team of coaches achieve their goals, seeing like us one day have a completely paid off house. Like I had to set complete new goals for myself because I already had achieved the goals that I set out to achieve, which was being home and being present and all that, which is great. Those are great goals, but you have to always keep evolving and always changing. I never want to settle. And I was at a place where I definitely was settling. I even told myself, like, do I have to keep going? I've already achieved everything I want to achieve. Yes, you do. Like, why settle? I felt like, you know, I got here. Why am I only going to stop right here? Like, kind of like, I don't know if you guys heard, like, God brought me this far. Like, he's not going to just bring me this far. There's so much more to achieve. I feel like we're put on this earth to live abundant lives. So why am I just going to, that's not settling. I feel like being just home and a stay-at-home mom, but I wanted more. And I do believe we all can achieve so much more. I could just go off on a tangent about see success. Anyway, stay positive. Gotta always stay positive, right? Self-limiting beliefs, doubts come over you that you cannot finish the race. Oh my goodness. Like I had so many self-limiting beliefs and let the negativity of what was going on around me like dictate everything. And it messed me up. It put me into this hole that I couldn't get out of. And so right now I'm immersed in Dave Ramsey. I'm going to reference several books here because they literally helped me come back to life. I'm listening all on the Audible app, but I've listened to all his books except Smart Money, Smart Kids, or I think it's Smart Kids, Smart Money. But all of his books are on financial freedom, which sets my soul on fire. I want complete financial freedom, not just pay off a couple of credit cards, which we've done. I want to pay off my house. It's like the final step that we're at right now to have complete financial freedom. And so he says in this book, which he's all about mindset too, and how to invest and how to be so smart about your money, right? Because it's really important. If we're working so hard, why not be smart with it and invest it the right way and save, not spend it on dumb things, right? Because over an X amount of time, you know, spending this much on this one thing could add up to this amount of money that you could pay off this. Like it just goes so deep, and I'm so into it right now. But he says that your mind's going to start messing with you when you start to get to the last step, which is, yes, paying off your house, right? Just like finishing a race. He says your mind's going to say, well, you've only come this far. Like, why do you need to go the rest of the way? Why do you need to pay off your house? It's such a big goal to achieve. You're never going to achieve it. Just like finishing, and even references a marathon, just like finishing a race, your mind's going to tell you, no, like you've already come this far. Why are you going to keep going? Like you did enough, right? So I kind of feel like it relates. I did enough. Why do I need to keep going forward? And so I had these self-limiting beliefs that they're just not accurate, right? We could be positive. We could keep pushing forward. I could pay off my house if I really wanted to, right? I have to remove all the self-limiting beliefs and doubts that I have within myself. Be present. Focus and stay in the moment. Stop overanalyzing your technique, comparing to others or your final time. It keeps you from your actual performance. Focus all your time on execution, not self-analysis. So Dave Scott, he's a 6-time Ironman triathlon world champion, would repeat to himself during a race, do what I can do in this moment. And so I always now think, Like, and I think of him saying that, do what I can do in this moment, do what I can do in this moment, because my time is so limited. I'm going to do as much as and hard as I can in this moment. And I'm going to be so present, and I'm going to work as hard as I stinking can. I'm going to focus, right? That's the same with this business. And when I run that race, that's what I'm going to be thinking about. Do what I could do in this moment, do what I can do in this moment. And so, another little quote from a book, John Maxwell, which I'm also reading. It's so good. Leadership, so good. If you need shifts, you need to get unstuck. Listen to John Maxwell. He says, actually this morning I just heard this, yesterday's home run does not win today's game. I think it's a good reminder to focus on today and the now. Stop focusing on my past failures and the things that the negative and the things that I let distract me, and focus on the now, be present on the now, let go of who is not joining me, let go of who's dropping out, let go of my customers that just bought a challenge bag and they're like neglecting it and they're gone. Like, focus on what I can control and control the controllable. So push on is the next one. Mental toughness is built by doing something that is hard over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. Stop stopping when you're uncomfortable. It's the pain that truly grows you. Just like Christina says, lean into the problems. And I did this in the beginning. Like, my father passed a year into this business, and I remember leaning in like this was my job. Like, this was my therapy. I still rocked my business at that time, right? But it wasn't the times that I was going through that ish. I didn't lean in. And so if you're a fan of Stephen Burdick, I'm a huge fan. Something about his messages pump me up. I feel on fire afterwards. He is kind of motivational, yet, religious, but this was his recent sermon. I think it was from last week. He says, how do you get your passion back, or something with passion. And I love this about pushing on is that, how do you get your passion back? You got to practice it. And he kind of raps a little, and he's like kind of like hip and cool in his messages. And he's like, practice your passion. If you want to get your passion back, you got to practice it. And it's so true, because I remember I did 80-day last year, all of last year. I did like 4 rounds of it. And I literally felt like I was going through the motions, trying to like regain who I was, regain my transformation, regain everything. And I kind of feel like that can relate. I had to practice my passion. I had to, I just remember like staying so committed to that. And this business too. Now I'm practicing it, and my passion is truly growing every single day again. So if you're not practicing the vitals of this business with sharing the coaching opportunity and the challenge group and talking to challengers and helping them, there's no passion that's going to be built there. You really do have to go through the motions of it. Next one. I'm like, what is that? Next one, don't panic. A moderate amount of anxiety is necessary for optimal performance. It is all prepping you. So I panicked a lot. I definitely panicked, had unnecessary anxiety, just fell into that. But it's all prepping me. It prepped me to now be where I am right now. It's going to prep me for the future, to the bigger goals that I have. Feeling the heat, right? You got to feel the heat. If you don't like doing calls, I know they still give me a little anxiety. If you don't like going live or showing up on social media or getting on the phone with a challenger or a coach prospect, like, you got to do it. That's what's going to prep you to be your optimal, like at your optimal performance. Like that's going to prep you to be at your best. So you do have to get out of your comfort zone. Don't panic during those times. Just freaking do it. The next one, own your zone. I know there's a good amount of them, but I feel like they're also like important to winning the race, to winning this coach race, to getting unstuck. And so I couldn't leave any out. They were that good. So own your zone. I thought this was so good because, sometimes we see other coaches going so fast. And I know for me, when I was kind of slowing down, I was intimidated. I'm like, I can't go that fast right now with how my life is. And then, you know, I also needed to realize that I couldn't go too slow if I wanted to achieve certain goals, right? So like right now how I'm training, I don't know, doing a 9-minute mile for an entire half marathon is not realistic for me. I'm probably going to burn out. I'm going to get tired. I'm going to feel like an excruciating pain. It's going too fast for me, right? But if I pace myself at more of a 10 and a half minute mile where I do comfortably, you know, running longer distance, like that's a good pace for me. I could work hard. I could breathe good. I could not be in excruciating pain afterwards. Like I'm setting my pace. So I feel like in this business, you need to not go, like I see a lot of coaches so stinking fast trying to keep up with X, Y, and Z, this person, that person. You need to find your pace and you need to rock it. Okay, so don't go too slow either. You got to check yourself. What is too slow for you? You got to really find that pace. And so I realized that sometimes when I'm working at a level 10, right? Sometimes you could work at a level 2 or 1 and not do too much, but then work at a level 10 and just like overexert yourself. Working at a level 10 for me gets me burnt out real fast. And that's where I want to take a step back after going too fast. So you got to really find that pace that works for you. You got to stick to it, write it in a notebook, stick to your schedule, and just own your zone. I love that phrase. Another little example that I wrote down was, you know, do you know with everything that you're going to rock this coaching business? And this was in, what book is that? That was in Built to Last with Keith Callahan. This stuck out to me and I'll never forget it. And he said, this is the difference maker in coaches. Do you absolutely know in your whole heart that you're going to rock coaching, or do you kind of just believe it, right? Do you kind of believe that it's just going to happen, or are you owning it? And so I just feel like that's kind of mind blowing, because you're going to attract the people that or you're going to attract those people that are just kind of like where you're at in your zone, right? If you're just kind of dabbling here and there, I've noticed I attracted those people the past couple of years. But when I owned it and I stepped it up, and I just knew that I absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, was going to rock this business and get to those bigger goals, it was just like magnetic. It was just like fire. And so I just want you to ask yourself that question. Sometimes you got to ask yourself hard questions and have those gut check moments. You know, do you believe with everything that you have that you need to be here, and this is where you're supposed to be, and coaching is for you, and you're going to achieve all these goals because you're gonna put that out there, or do you just kind of believe it? Because being stuck is kind of believing it. It's all in your mind. And I learned the hard way, but I realized, and some tough love to you guys, saying you're stuck is all in your mind. So when coaches say that to me, I'm like, you're not stuck. You're stuck in your head. That's why you're stuck. So next one, project confidence. What is your body language saying? Because if your body language is like looking down on yourself, you're more than likely not going to finish a marathon, right? Or finish any race. What you put out there and how you look, you're going to attract that. Confidence is everything. If you don't have confidence sharing coaching, which is the key to this business, it's going to be hard to attract those business builders. So when I was kind of going through my thing, I definitely didn't have much confidence in the business side. I was showing up every day to 80 day. I was like doing everything on the outside. But coaching, forget it. I wasn't getting on the phone with anyone. I had lost belief in myself, the business. I wasn't like wholeheartly sharing coaching and the successes that I had because I was so focused on half my income is gone and the leaders that had left me and blah, blah, blah. So project confidence. Always, always, always. Evaluate your progress. So this is one more. Evaluate your progress. So what do you need to do to get better? What changes do you need to make, right? I knew for me, I had to start all over. I had to do 80 day all year long. I don't know why. I love that program. But it was getting me phenomenal results. I had to like literally get a whole transformation all over again after my second baby. And I really had to ask Christina, I said, can you pick apart my business? I feel like I'm missing something. That's like the the verbiage that everyone uses. And I hear that from my coaches, like, I'm missing something. There has to be something that I'm missing. But I do think it's so good to have a mentor give you constructive criticism to pick apart your business. Like, she did pick apart my business and say, I haven't seen you share community in a while. Like, you need to share the community more. And it's true, since I came to NC, I haven't shared community much, but now you better believe that's all I'm sharing. Like, I'm getting together with my neighbors, we're running together, I'm getting people together for this race coming up on the 1st. Like, I created a name based off my coaching team name, Team Rise and Shine. I joined a small group, meeting people, getting people together, rallied up to do the next half marathon. Like, I'm trying my best, and it's slowly all coming together, the community part. People want to be a part of that bigger community, but I'm so happy that I humbled myself and said, what do I got to do with my hands in the air again? Like, evaluate my business, help me. And any mentor or success partner would gladly do that for you. You have to become teachable again. Last one is develop selective amnesia. Top runners have a long-term memory for success and a short-term memory for failure. Every athlete fails, but the most successful ones do not dwell on the failures. Instead, they focus on their positive training and racing experiences and keep confidently moving forward. Like, my first half marathon I did 4 years ago, guys, and I just remember this before the call when I was reviewing my notes. Like, I trained so hard for about 4 to 6 months before that, and I hit about 10.5-minute miles. It was like 2 hours and like 12 or 14 minutes that I finished the race. But during training, I fell hard. I was going up and down the streets in Pembroke Pines at 4 in the morning. It was dark. I look back and I'm like, why did I do that? Oh my gosh, like, someone could have kidnapped me. What the heck was I thinking? One morning, I remember it was a Saturday, and I fell. Like, I had blood all over my knees, my hands, and it's crazy that I don't remember that. Like, I did right before this call, but all I could think of is finishing the race, that high that you get of accomplishing something. And so now, like, I'm not thinking about falling. If I do, great, whatever, I'll get back up and keep going. I'm just focused on the positive, that I want to move forward, because that feeling of accomplishing something just surpasses that feeling of that small, tiny failure, because that failure got me to keep going and push me and made my mind stronger. So then now I'm going to eventually do a marathon one day. I want to just say that I did it, you know? So I realized you just gotta keep it simple, gotta keep moving forward, and you gotta keep it fun. That's what duplicates. Those are the top tips that I felt were just so amazing. This business is the biggest blessing. It's blessed my life in so many ways. And I want you guys to look inside yourself, you know, if you feel stuck, and ask yourself, what would your life look like without Beachbody? And they did this at a summit, I think 3-4 years ago, I would say. And I remember standing up next to my friend Fanny, and I was like bawling. I had tears coming down, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really can't picture my life without this opportunity. Forget about the financial, but the non-financial, the hope that it could give you, the vision. Like, I didn't have all of this, like, as a hairdresser. I have so much hope and vision now for my future, and it's because of this, the community, the friendships, the programs. Like, yes, what we've achieved, but my life would look really different. And so I want you to look inside yourself and ask yourself what your life would look like without Beachbody, any different aspects, and get those new feels again. Okay, because in January, I had to draw the line, and I had to wake the heck up. This journey it's worth it. There's ups, there's downs, there's peaks, there's valleys. It's an emotional roller coaster, but it's all a part of this journey. It's all a part of my journey to inspire, to relate to my coaches, to my team, to show what's ahead, what's possible. But it's all a mindset shift, and you could definitely get unstuck, because I believe what you focus on expands. What your mind rests on is what it will turn into. So if you focus on the negative, it's easy to create negative in your mind, right? Maybe those things weren't even there. If you focus on the positive, you're going to create amazing positive things in your life and this business. But gratitude is truly everything to end this call. When you're grateful for where you are, I believe that God can bless you with more while you are waiting for what you're working on. So you focus on your blessings and where you're going, and I do believe you can unstuck yourself. So funny to say unstuck yourself.
That was amazing. And I know you were not looking at the chat, but the chat has been blowing up with everything, how much you're inspiring, all the tips and the insight and the transparency, I think, is one of those things that is always so hard to do. I have an issue with it. I have, problems being transparent when I'm struggling. And the fact that you came on this call with, at the height, 104 or 5 people listening to your story and shared the extreme highs and the extreme lows that you've experienced in this journey, but at the same time, how this business, regardless of that pendulum swing, has been a silver lining in your life, and that you were able to get into a state of gratitude and change your perspective and move the F forward is the most incredible thing I have watched in my 8.5 years. Because so many people, Danielle, and you know this, because just like you've had coaches leave your team, I've had coaches leave my team. And it's like that image of the person digging towards that diamond and then turning around and walking away right before it happens for them, right before they, hit a goal. That happens more often than I'd like to count in this business, and it's a shame. And I hope that today you highlighted that that's the absolute wrong thing to do. That in order to get to the beautiful part of this business, and remember, we define success in so many different ways, but it's that leaning in and not focusing on the what was, what ifs, and all the negative stuff. Some of your quotes today were just so on point. That to look forward and to find that happiness and joy and that gratitude. So I am just blown away by you tonight. Amy has been blowing you up on Facebook during the call. I really, really appreciate it. You're awesome. Your team is blessed to have you lead them. Team Rise and Shine. One of the things that you guys, she touched on it but didn't go too far in, is that one of the things she did to take that step forward is to rebrand her team. And to it feel better, and the culture that has developed on Team Rise and Shine since that happened has been amazing. The other day I walked into Mayor's Cafe, which is a restaurant that Danny and I own, and part of Danielle's team is having breakfast together there. I saw Stephanie and I saw Susan, and you guys that's awesome. That's the community. That's the culture that you want. And so thank you, Danielle. Any last words you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, we did Team Rise and Shine. It was a team effort. After we came back from Summit last year, we knew we all needed a shift because we all kind of were going through it at the same time. And it's crazy that if I'm going through it, your team is too. You really do have to be the speed of the pack, speed of the leader, speed of the pack. And so our team name, Team Rise and Shine, truly stands for it's time to rise and it's time to shine. And it goes with the Bible verse that is just about that. Rise. It's your time to rise and shine despite anything going on. So yes, it's vulnerable to share some deep stuff because you have fear that people will judge you or, think things or whatnot. But I know that someone needs this call. Someone needs this call to wake up and just know, like hitting diamond, right? And you just said people turn around and run the other way. Like the light just begins to shine through just a tiny bit at diamond, and then at 2-star diamond. And then when you just keep going forward, and yes, you take 5 steps back, but you're going to go for so much further if you just keep going and building a team. You have to build a new team every year, Christina told me. And that's what I said. That's it, drawing a line. I'm building a double team every year to compensate. But you have to just keep going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I do say that a lot. It's how I've run my business for 8.5 years. that every year you want to rebuild. And I'm not saying you're rebuilding and forgetting everybody that's on your team now, but what you're doing is controlling what you can control. And that's you and your activities and your mindset and your passion and your daily activities to move your business forward. We have lifers on this team, lifers that have been on Diesel Nation a month after I signed up as a coach. That's 8.5 years, going on 9 years as coaches, and they are still here and they are still moving forward. Our job as an organization, as a team, is to continue finding people like that. And in that spectrum, there's going to be discount coaches, hobby coaches, and coaches that take this ball and just take it down the field like Danielle has. And it's our job to find those people every single year. So every single year we're replenishing, we're bringing back new energy into the team. And so that's advice that I share with all of you now tonight, right? You have the opportunity to bless people with this opportunity every single year that you're here. Find a new team, because those are the people that are going to breathe life back into your business, right? As you go along. So, okay. All right. We're good. Danielle, amazing. Thank you. I'm going to share this recording with you guys. As soon as it's up, share this gem with your team. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much. Mwah. Bye, everybody.